There is a moment in life with a cat that rarely feels dramatic when it arrives. It does not appear as a sudden leap into your lap or a loud declaration of affection. It happens quietly, beneath behavior, beneath routine, beneath the visible surface of daily life. One day you realize something feels different, but you cannot trace the exact point when it began. Acceptance in a cat does not arrive as an event. It settles in like evening light, slowly changing the atmosphere until the room is no longer what it was. Welcome to Cat Facts Funny. Today we are exploring something that cannot be trained, rushed, or demanded. The quiet signs that a cat has truly accepted you, not adjusted to you, not tolerated your presence, but accepted you into their internal definition of safety. When vigilance begins to fade. In the early days, even the calmest cat carries a layer of alertness. Their ears rotate at subtle sounds. Their eyes track movement. Their body may rest, but never completely. There is always a slight readiness beneath the surface, a preparedness shaped by instinct. Acceptance begins when that readiness softens. You may first notice it in what stops happening. The quick head lift when you stand up becomes slower. The micro-freeze when you pass by disappears. Your footsteps no longer interrupt their breathing rhythm. You move through the space and their body does not adjust defensively. A cat who has accepted you no longer needs to monitor you. Your presence shifts from variable to constant. And when something becomes constant, the nervous system no longer allocates energy toward it. That quiet reduction of vigilance is one of the earliest and most profound signs of trust. The language of soft posture. Posture reveals what emotion tries to conceal. A guarded cat makes themselves smaller. Limbs tucked tightly, tail wrapped close, muscles subtly engaged. Even rest can carry tension. But when acceptance deepens, the body begins to expand. They stretch longer. They lie on their side without compressing inward. They groom with slow, deliberate movements while you are nearby. Grooming, especially, is an act of vulnerability. When a cat lowers their head and partially closes their eyes in your presence, they are choosing to disengage from environmental scanning. They are saying, without words, that they do not need to stay alert around you. Soft posture is safety embodied. It is not affection. It is something deeper, the release of defense. Turning their back. Few gestures are as misunderstood as a cat turning their back to you. To a human, it can look dismissive. To a cat, it is exposure. The back is where vulnerability lives. It is the part of the body that cannot see what approaches. When a cat sleeps with their back toward you, or settles facing away without tension, they are demonstrating profound trust. They are telling their nervous system that the space behind them does not require protection. In the wild, that decision would carry risk. In your home, it carries meaning. Acceptance is often found in the direction of their spine. Proximity without demand. Many people believe affection is the clearest sign of acceptance. But true acceptance does not always perform itself dramatically. Sometimes it appears as quiet nearness. They begin sitting in the same room as you without invitation. They choose the couch cushion beside yours instead of across the room. They follow you into the kitchen, not urgently, not anxiously, but simply because your movement has become part of their rhythm. This is not dependency. It is preference. A cat does not remain close unless closeness feels good to their nervous system. When proximity happens without food involved, without play prompting it, without you calling their name, that is voluntary attachment. And voluntary attachment is powerful. Sleep as the ultimate signal. There are levels to feline sleep. Light rest still carries awareness. One ear rotating, muscles prepared to activate. But deep sleep is different. When a cat enters deeper rest in your presence, when their breathing slows and their whiskers relax, when their paws loosen instead of remain coiled, they are surrendering vigilance. Sleep is the most honest state an animal can enter. Cannot be faked. If your cat sleeps deeply near you, you are no longer categorized as a potential disturbance. You are categorized as safe. And safety is the rarest gift a prey predator animal can offer. when you become part of the environment. Perhaps the most subtle sign of acceptance is this: you stop being noticed. Not ignored, integrated. Your movements no longer trigger reaction. Your voice does not alter their posture. You enter a room, and they do not lift their head unless they feel like it. You have become environmental, like furniture or sunlight. Predictable. This may not feel flattering at first, but in the emotional architecture of a cat, it is the highest form of trust. To be unremarkable is to be safe, and to be safe is to belong. When they stop testing you, before full acceptance settles in, there is often a period of subtle testing. It rarely looks dramatic. It might appear as hesitation when you reach out your hand, a slight withdrawal when your tone changes, a watchful pause if you move too quickly. These are not rejections. They are calibrations. A cat learning you is measuring emotional consistency. In the beginning, your reactions matter more than you realize. If you laugh too loudly, if you shift suddenly, if frustration enters your voice, their body records it. Not as judgment, but as data. Every interaction answers a silent question. Are you predictable? When acceptance begins to take root, those microtests fade away. They no longer flinch at small movements. They do not retreat when your energy shifts slightly. They trust the overall pattern of you, not just the moment. This is a profound transition. It means they are no longer evaluating you interaction by interaction. They have drawn a conclusion. You are steady, and steadiness to a cat is safety stretched across time. When their true personality emerges, fear compresses personality. It narrows expression. A cautious cat may seem quiet, distant, even aloof, but often that is not temperament, it is protection. As acceptance deepens, something softer begins to surface. Play becomes more spontaneous. Curiosity expands. They explore without retreating at every unfamiliar sound. Small quirks appear. A specific way they chirp at birds outside the window, the peculiar spot they prefer at dusk, the rhythm in which they circle before lying down. These details were always there, but they were hidden beneath vigilance. Trust does not change who they are. It reveals who they were holding back. You may find yourself thinking, they've changed so much, but what has truly changed is not their nature. It is their nervous system. Without the weight of constant alertness, their authentic temperament has room to breathe. And witnessing that unfolding is one of the most intimate privileges of living with a cat. When silence feels shared, there is a stage of acceptance that reveals itself not through movement, but through stillness. A cat who has not yet fully trusted you often fills silence with awareness. Subtle scanning, micro-adjustments, small recalibrations of distance. Even quiet carries activity beneath it. But when acceptance settles deeply, silence changes texture. You can sit together without interaction. No speaking, no exchange of signals. And yet the space does not feel tense or expectant. It feels complete. They may be resting beside you, eyes half closed, breathing slow and even. You may be reading, thinking, or doing nothing at all. There is no need to engage, no need to reassure, no need to prove anything. The silence itself becomes relational. Belonging without ceremony. When a cat accepts you, there is no ceremony, no clear milestone. One day you simply realize that the tension that once existed is gone. The scanning, the testing, the cautious distance. In its place is rhythm, shared space, shared silence, shared calm. You were not given affection as a reward. You were given access to their unguarded self. The version of them that stretches fully, closes their eyes completely, and rests without bracing. And if you look carefully, you may notice something else. In earning their trust, you soften too. You move more gently. You speak more quietly. You respect pauses. Their acceptance reshaped your nervous system as much as your steadiness reshaped theirs. That is the quiet exchange beneath the surface. If you recognize these signs in your own home, the softened posture, the deepened sleep, the effortless proximity, then something meaningful has already happened. You were not simply allowed into their territory. You were accepted into their safety. And in the language of cats, there is no greater belonging than that. If this exploration of their inner world resonates with you, stay with us. There is always more unfolding beneath behavior than we first assume. Here, we look for the quiet shifts, the ones that change everything without ever raising their voice.